Video, we're going to be working on this fridge. The problem we're having here, you see the light turns on, then it turns off. Every time I engage this door switch, my light should turn on and off. So here is another fridge, and you can see every time I engage that switch, the light turns off, and then it turned on. When I engage the door switch, you'll hear a clicking on and off if you listen quietly. Here, we're back to the original fridge. My light doesn't turn on, and I do not hear my circuit board, the relay clicking on and off. Before starting our troubleshooting, we're going to unplug the fridge. The first thing obviously you want to do is you want to replace the light bulb. This is a Frigidaire, has a little clip here. We engage that, pull it out. I've already replaced the bulb, so I know the bulb is good at this point. If you're unsure if the bulb is working, you can always do a continuity test on the bulb. You'll basically take one lead and tap the side of the bulb, and with the other lead you'll tap the bottom. So we know right now that this bulb does have continuity. Now we're going to use a flathead screwdriver. We're going to put it right here in the back and pop this door switch off. Here we have two leads tying into the back of our door switch. We'll go ahead and remove those. What we're going to do right now is we're going to perform a continuity test on our switch. So right now I'm doing my continuity test, and I do know my switch is good. I'm going to plug my fridge back in, and then I'm going to take a voltage reading going to my door switch. Go ahead and unplug your fridge. Now we're going to put our switch back in. Done here is I've took my wires that go to the back of the actual light socket itself, and I just want to check for voltage to see what my reading is. With these fridges, especially with the circuit boards, they do a check and balance upon startup, and if there's an issue, it will basically alert me right away. So right now at this point, I know my door switch is good, I know my light switch is good. Now we're going to check the voltage going to our light socket. I already have my multimeter set up to volts AC. I have my leads connected. When I do this, the reading is going to happen fairly quickly because, as I said, the board is going through a check and balance, inspecting everything. You'll see it flash 120 volts. I'm going to plug the fridge in. There's my 120 volts. We're going to unplug the fridge. And now I'm just going to test the light socket itself. Here I just have a basic wire. I connected the hot and the neutral going to the leads in the back. And 120 volts should turn my light on. You can see here my light socket is working properly. So we tested the door switch, we've tested the wires for voltage, and we've tested our socket. So at this point, we obviously have another issue. We're going to reassemble our socket. I already connected my leads, and now I'm going to reconnect my panel. Now that I have everything assembled, I'm going to go ahead and plug my fridge back in. So we're still having the same problem. Unplug your fridge. Okay, so here we lean the fridge against the wall. This is going to be the bottom of the fridge, and here is where your circuit board is going to be. So here is the circuit board for the fridge. It slides in and out. Basically what I did is I have to slide it out here where my grill cover is. Just be very careful because it is kind of tight. And here you can see the circuit board. Now I did have the circuit board replaced. I called a warranty department, and because the fridge is only covered under a 1-year warranty, they actually told me I was 2 months out of service for this fridge. And so I decided to keep it, and they sent me a replacement board, and I replaced the board, and I still continue to have the issue with the light not turning on. Now when you come here in the back, this is your control board. You have your 120 volt supply for your power, and then here you have your harness. We're going to remove this lead. If you look on the side, you can see the terminals that correspond with each wire. So we have fan, lamp, compressor, heater, and then neutral. So here on my harness, the yellow and the black is going to be for my lamp. What I want to do is I want to test my voltage coming from my board to my wires. And you can see here there's just enough room for you to put the leads of your multimeter. So I'll put one lead here, and then I'll put my other lead here in the neutral that's been provided. Plug your harness back in. Here we're going to plug in our power supply. So right now I have my multimeter set up to volts AC. Here I have my leads inside of the corresponding terminals. One is on the neutral, one is on the wire that leads for my light. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my fridge, and I'm going to see if I can get a reading of 120 volts at my board. So I do have 120 volts coming from my circuit board. We're going to unplug the fridge. Now we're going to put our board back in. So at this point, I've replaced the circuit board. I tested my door switch, my outlet. I tested my bulb. I tested the wires, the leads going to both of them. And now at this point, the only thing we can do is trace the wiring harness that goes to the back of the fridge. Here, you can already see that we have severe corrosion on these wires. This is definitely going to be an issue. So here I have the fridge on its side. You can see here we also have a wire that came loose. See, this is the back of the harness. Well, that corrosion just really ate through. So here I pulled my harness that connects to my circuit board, and if you look inside, you can see that the pin actually broke off on the inside. If you look on this one, you see there's 5 pins coming off, and the one in the middle actually corroded. The wire broke out. You can see here. And this is what's causing our problem. Obviously at this point, I know we're going to have to get these wires addressed. I'm not even sure if Frigidaire will sell me just this wire harness, because when I look in the back, they're tied into so many different components. But I want to check just to see. It's already broken. What I always tell guys is, it's already broken, you're already working on it, don't be afraid to work on it. At this point, we're already this deep into the repair. I pretty much just stripped the wire and poked it through the back of the harness to feed it through. And now I'm going to see if I can kind of just sit it right inside of the clip and just test it. You can see it's sitting inside. I'm going to slowly close the clip. Here we plug the fridge in. You can see we found the problem. Obviously we're going to have to get a hold of the manufacturer to see if we can purchase those wiring harnesses to replace them. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.